everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I'm Nuzhat Sana and in this video I'll discuss today's top current and static general studies questions for UPSC Prelims Examination 2022 onwards. And these questions are framed keeping in view both the factual as well as analytical aspects of UPSC Prelims exam. Also, I would like to inform you that these questions are part of GK Today's UPSC Prelims test series, which is available in GK Today Android app. And the test series for 2022 Prelims examination comprises total of 7500 questions, divided 2500 questions on current general studies and 5000 questions on static general studies. And the series has started from May 2021 and it will end with UPSC Prelims Examinations 2022. So if you wish to access all questions of GK Today UPSC Prelims test series, you may subscribe the test series in the app. So now without wasting any further time, let's get started.
So today this is our 14th lecture and now let's start. Question number 1. Which of the following observations confirm to the recently discovered impacts of climate change? So 3 statements have been written and you have to identify which of them are the impacts of climate change. Okay. First is Earth's pole is shifting at a faster rate and in new directions. So yes, according to a recent study based on NASA data, the pole of Earth has been shifting at a faster rate and in new directions. Basically, you can say it is shifting towards eastwards due to the changes in the hydrosphere. And obviously, this has been linked to the acceleration of glacial melting. So yes, it is related to the climate change. And talking about the layers of atmosphere, first of all, we have troposphere. Then there is stratosphere, then mesosphere, thermosphere, and last is exosphere. So this goes like this way and it is our Earth. So yes, this option is right. Second statement says global warming is making Indian monsoons stronger as well as erratic. So actually, according to a recent study, global warming is making the Indian monsoons stronger and more erratic. Also, according to the study, every degree increase in temperature could increase the monsoon rainfall by 5%. Okay, and erratic means something or the quality of some particular thing that changes without any particular reason. Okay, so that is called as erratic. This is also correct. And third statement says climate change is responsible for premature bud breaking in Jammu and Kashmir region. Actually, climate change has increased the average temperature that was experienced in Jammu Kashmir in February, and as a consequence, area is experiencing premature bud breaking that leads to an impact on crops like apple, almonds, apricot, etc. So yes, this is also related to the climate change, or you can say global warming. Correct answer becomes 1, 2 and 3. Now one more thing is there. A recent study from the link between the dust storms which are found in the deserts of Middle East and Central Asia with monsoons in India. Okay, so these are also related to the climate change. Fine. Question number 2. As per the US Special 301 report, the countries that are placed in the priority watch list by United States are. First of all, what is this US Special 301 report? Actually, this is an annual report that is prepared by USTR, means Office of US Trade Representative, to identify the trade barriers to US companies and products into other countries. So you can say that this report identifies the trading partners that do not adequately or efficiently protect and enforce intellectual property rights or otherwise deny market access to the US innovators and creators that rely on the protection of their intellectual property rights. So basically it identifies those countries that do not adequately protect and enforce the intellectual property rights. Okay. Now why it was in news? Because recently, India has again been put under this priority watch list by USTR. As we know that India is one of the 9 trading partners of the USA that have been put on the priority watch list along with Argentina, Chile, China, then Indonesia, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Ukraine, and Venezuela. So including India, these are the 9 countries which are on this list. Also, I have said that India has again been put into this list, which means that in the year 2020, India was even in the list. So countries on the priority watch list are considered as worst violators of intellectual property rights. Okay. So correct answer becomes option number A. Now next question. Consider the following protected areas in India and their respective states. So basically you have to check whether the matching is right or not. Okay. Madhav National Park, Uttar Pradesh, Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve, Rajasthan, and Sita Mata Wildlife Sanctuary in Bihar. See, this question is very important. Why? Because Project Loin was announced in 2020 for the conservation of the species, and under this initiative, habitat development along with population and disease management using the modern technology are to be the focus areas. So under this initiative, the 6 new sites were identified for possible loin relocation in the future, and these 6 sites are: first is Madhav National Park in Madhya Pradesh, second is Sita Mata Wildlife Sanctuary in Rajasthan, then third is Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve in Rajasthan again, fourth is Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary in Madhya Pradesh, fifth is Kumbhalgarh Wildlife Sanctuary in again Rajasthan, and last is Jaisor Balaram Ambaji and its adjoining landscape that lies in Gujarat. So these are the 6 sites that were identified for the loin relocation. Okay. Actually, in the previous lectures, we have seen that Asiatic loin is an endangered big cat species found in Gir National Park in Gujarat. And the Indian government has started the Asiatic loin reintroduction project to establish other wild populations across India to protect the primary population in Gujarat. Okay. So now let's have a look on the options. Madhav National Park, Uttar Pradesh, wrong because it is in Madhya Pradesh. Second is Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve in Rajasthan, it is true. And third is Sita Mata Wildlife Sanctuary in Bihar, no, it is in Rajasthan. So correct answer becomes only 2, B option. Now next question, which of the following are malarial vaccines or vaccine candidates? Here first is RTS-S. So this is the world's first and currently the only licensed vaccine for malaria, and it is also the first vaccine that has been approved for use against any parasitic disease that affect the humans. Okay, and also it is known as Mosquirix. So yes, this is a vaccine of malaria. Second is Matrix M, or you can say it as R21. It is a malarial vaccine candidate with 77% efficacy. Also, it is a modified version of Mosquirix, which targets the liver stage protein of the parasite's life cycle in human host. Okay. So yes, this is also correct. And the last is PFSPZ. This vaccine is another malaria vaccine candidate developed from the irradiated sporozoites of the malarial parasite, and it was developed by US based biotechnology company Senaria. So this is also correct, and all the options are malaria vaccine candidates. So correct answer becomes 1, 2 and 3. Now why it was in news? Because malaria vaccine candidate has shown promise in phase 2B clinical trials with high efficacy at 77%. So that's why it was in light. Okay. Now last question. Consider the following statements regarding some traditional art forms of India. So you have to identify the traditional art form that has been given and the state associated with it is right or not. Okay. First statement is Patola Nach is a form of string puppetry performed in Uttarakhand. No, it is a form of string puppetry that is performed in Assam and not in Uttarakhand. And some of the important themes of these performances are Ramayana and Mahabharata. So this is wrong. Second is Tholu Bammalata is a shadow puppet form performed in Andhra Pradesh. So yes, this is a shadow puppet form performed in Andhra Pradesh. And this art form was not only used to showcase epics and folk tales, but also it was used to spread news in the olden times. Okay, so correct answer becomes only 2. Actually, let me tell you one more thing. There are basically 4 kinds of puppets used in India, which are as follows. First is string puppet, and the examples of this category are, first is Kathputli of Rajasthan, then Kundhei of Odisha, third is Gombetta of Karnataka, and fourth is Bumallatam art of Tamil Nadu. Okay, then second category is shadow puppets. In this, the examples are Togalu Gombetta of Karnataka, second is Tholu Bommalata of Andhra Pradesh as given in question, third is Ravan Chaya of Odisha. Okay, now third category is rod puppets. In this, the examples are, first is Putul Nach of West Bengal, second is Yampuri of Bihar, and last category is glove puppets, and the example is Pavakuthu of Kerala, and also the Patola Nach example comes in the string puppet. Okay, so these are the different types of 4 puppet art forms. Fine. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. If you want to give any review, feedback or suggestion regarding these lectures, you can tell us in the comment section. Definitely we will try to implement that. Okay, so now we'll meet again with 5 more new and interesting questions. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.